If you like the video, please subscribe Technical PCT channel and click the bell icon to get the latest videos.
Yesterday, we started discussion on this topic, electric pressure on surface of charged conductor, right? But due to some technical problem, we couldn't complete it. Now, again, we discuss it in brief and we complete the remaining. Okay. So this is a conductor. When this conductor is given a charge is given to the conductor. That charge uniformly distributes on the surface of the conductor, that we know. Due to the once this charge is distributed, what happens to the conductor? Is there any force acts on the conductor? Is there any pressure acts on the conductor? That is our discussion. Well, see, whenever this charge is distributed uniformly, if you observe, this is totally positive charge. If I take a small surface element on the conductor, this surface element has this charge, this much of charge, and the remaining conductor has the remaining charge. This charge is also positive. This charge is also positive. So we know positive and positive charges are nearer. They repel with each other. Yes. So this is a smaller charge. Compare with this is little bit large. So there is a force of repulsion on this surface element due to this remaining portion, because on the surface element there is a small positive charge and the remaining portion also has large positive charge. This positive charge on the remaining portion repel the charge on this. If I assume one more element here, it also experiences the same repulsive force. Here, same repulsive force. So each and every element on the conductor experience a repulsive force, right? Due to that, its size increases. So it is clear that on each and every portion of the conductor, there is a repulsive force, right? In what direction? Outward, because think that this is a small charge and this is remaining. It repels it. If I consider the element here, it repels. Like in all the directions, there is a repulsive outward force. Due to that, its size increases. Whenever force is acting on all the sides, on the surface area of a body, it creates pressure. So on the conductor, there is a outward pressure, right? Because force is acting outward, so the pressure acts outward. How much that pressure is? That is our question, right? Let us follow. Now, what I said, this is a small element I took, whose surface area for this small element, let surface area is ds. Surface charge density is sigma. So what is the charge on the small element? Charge on small elemental area. Can I write sigma ds? This I take it as dq sigma ds. So charge on this is dq. How much it is? Sigma ds. Remaining on this. Due to this remaining charge, a force is acting here, right? Okay. Now for that, here I consider 2 points P1, P2. P1, P2. This P1 is the point outside of the conductor. P2 is the point inside of the conductor. What is the field at this point P1? What is the field at this point P2? Due to this small element and due to this remaining portion and the total. See here. Due to this small element, let field here is E1. Due to this remaining portion, let field here is E2. In the same way here also, due to this small portion, field always as positive charge is here outward, field here. Due to this remaining portion, field in this direction. Why, sir? This portion is greater on this side. Due to this portion, field acts in this direction. Due to this charge, small portion, field acts outward. Due to this outward, in this direction. Due to this outward, in this direction. Clear? So, if you observe these diagrams, here both fields are in the same direction. Here, both fields are in the opposite direction. So, here what is our assumption? What is E1? Field due to small area element. What is E2? Field due to remaining portion. Field due to remaining portion of the conductor. Well, now we'll see the points. At point P1, see at this point P1, where is the point? Outside. At point P1, outside, net field E. Net field E outside of the conductor, we know sigma by epsilon naught. Already we derived for any shaped conductor. Field at outside point is sigma by epsilon naught. So can I write sigma by epsilon naught? But from the diagram, at this point, if you see, E1 and E2 are in the same direction, right? So if you are asking what is the net field, sum of these two, E1 and E2. So how can I write this? E is equal to E1 plus E2, which is sigma by epsilon naught. First one. Well, next I come to the point P2. At point P2, where the point is? Inside. At point inside. We know at any point inside of a charged conductor, net field is 0. We know that. So net field, if I ask, E is 0. See the diagram. At this point P2, what is the net field in terms of E1 and E2 if you are asked? E1 is in this direction, E2 is in this direction. They are opposite. So can I write like this? Net field is equal to E1 minus E2 is equal to 0. E1 minus E2 is equal to 0. right? If E1 minus E2 is equal to 0, then can I write E1 is equal to E2? Once this E1 minus E2 is equal to 0, if I take this E2 on that side, it is E1 is equal to E2. Take this as 2. Well, this first relation tells you E1 plus E2 is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. This second relation tells you E1 is equal to E2. From 1 and 2, what we can write? From 1 and 2. Once E1 is equal to E2, can I write like this? E1 plus E2 is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. That is E1 plus E1 or E1 is equal to E2. See, I substitute E1 is equal to E2. E2 plus E2 is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Then E2 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Either E1 or E2 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Once I substitute this E1 is equal to E2 in this relation, like this. Well, what is E2? Field due to this remaining portion. Let force acting on this small element. Force on small charge. So field due to this experience exerting some force on this element, a repulsive force. What is the formula for force? What is the formula for force? Field into charge. Which field? Field of this portion exerting some force on this small element. For this small element, what is the charge? dq. So what is the force experienced by this small element due to the field of these? E2 into dq. Right? You understand that? Our aim is to find out the force on the small element. Force is due to field due to the remaining portion. That field we find here. E2 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Then force on that small element. E2 into dq. See what is dq here? What is dq? This is dq. This is E2. Then substitute those two in this relation. What do you get? E2 is sigma by 2 epsilon naught and dq is sigma into ds. Right? So what is df you got? df sigma into sigma, sigma square by 2 epsilon naught into ds. This is the mechanical force acting on the conductor. Mechanical force acting on the conductor. Right? So what we need to find? What is electric pressure? That is the force acting on each and every element. If I consider one element here, same force. Here, same force. Here, same force. At each and every element, the force acting is this much. In what direction? Outward. This force, if you are asked, that force act outward. Right? Then what is the pressure? We write down. Come on, now. Can I write here what is the pressure? Pressure, force by area. See, if this ds come down, force by area element, area of the element, df by ds, which is equal to pressure P. So what comes out? Sigma square by 2 epsilon naught. Sigma square by 2 epsilon naught. This is the pressure. This is the pressure acting on it. Where it has come? Here you have df, sigma square by 2 epsilon naught. Bring this ds on this side. We know the formula for pressure. Pressure is equal to force area. So df is the force acting on this element. ds is the area of this element. So df by ds, sigma square by 2 epsilon naught is the pressure acting on this element. In the same way, on all the elements, same pressure acts, right? This is an expression, very important expression. Sigma square by 2 epsilon naught is the pressure. That pressure is called electric pressure. Note down. Next. How we get question on this? What they ask is this pressure, df by ds, sigma square by 2 epsilon naught, where sigma, surface charge density, right? They ask a theory question in the exam. This is a soap bubble. This is a soap bubble of radius r. Soap bubble of radius r. If this soap bubble is uncharged, if the soap bubble is uncharged, what is the pressure inside? Case 1. When uncharged, pressure inside. Total pressure inside the soap bubble. In first year surface tension topic, we studied pressure inside a soap bubble, net pressure inside a soap bubble. P naught plus 4T by R. Is it not the formula? Just recall it. Where P naught is atmospheric pressure, T is surface tension, R is radius. Right? In what direction that pressure is? That pressure is due to surface tension, that is the inner pressure. It acts in this direction. In this direction. Right? Inward. When soap bubble is charged, the same soap bubble is charged either with positive charge or negative charge, whatever it may be. Charged. Soap bubble is charged. We know whenever soap bubble solution or hollow conductor, whenever charged, from our previous discussion, it experiences a outward pressure in all directions. Each and every element experience a force outward, electric force, like in all directions. Then what happens to its radius? Its radius increases. Radius increases. Right? In this case, inner pressure and outer pressure is also due to charging. So what is the net pressure here? Total pressure. Total pressure P. Pressure due to surface tension. P naught. Pressure due to surface tension plus electric pressure. Here only P naught plus pressure due to surface tension. P naught, PT, PE. That they are P naught, PT, 40 by R2, P minus. Why minus? If these two are inward, this is outward. If these two, this sum is inward, this electric pressure is outward, right? 40 by R2 difference of the minus sigma square by 2 epsilon naught. This is the pressure, right? If the effect of this pressure is more, surely it expands. Due to electric pressure, the size of bubble increases. Size of the bubble increases. Radius increases. Remember. So generally we got a problem in entrance on this. See, surface tension pressure, total pressure inside, P naught plus 40 by R by radius. If charged, another pressure acts outward pressure. So total pressure P naught PT plus PE. One of the important concept, but very important concept. Note down. Next, if you want, you can write what is atmospheric pressure, what is T, surface tension, what is R, radius. Next, a small theoretical. If a conducting surface, if a conducting surface placed in electric field a charged conducting surface is placed in electric field, what is the pressure acting on it? Pressure acting on surface. In previous case, when a conducting surface is charged, what is the pressure? Now here see this is an electric field, some direction. This is an electric field, some electric field acting in this direction. In this electric field, I place a conducting surface. This is a conducting surface. A conducting surface placed in an electric field. What is the question you got? What is the pressure acting on it? What is the pressure acting on it? Right? What is the force it experiences? Then what is the pressure? See, if electric field is in this direction, electric field also in this direction. Electric field is tangent drawn to the electric line of force. If I assume one element here, surface element, then what is the force acting on that? See, if I resolve this E into two components, see, this is the perpendicular component to this. D is also in this direction, and this E component in this direction, and one component is like this. E component, one component is like this. If this is theta, component perpendicular to the plane, component perpendicular to the plane, component parallel to the plane, component perpendicular to the plane, E perpendicular, component along E parallel to the plane. What is E perpendicular? E cos theta. What is component parallel? E sin theta. E sin theta. These are the components, right? Okay. What is the force acting in this direction? See, tangential component does not exert any force. Which component exert the force? Perpendicular component exert the force. If this is charged, if at all, then what is the force component? Force component acts on conductor. Force component acts on conductor. Which component is acting? This component. All right. dF E perpendicular into, if I take any charge here, dq E perpendicular into dq. E perpendicular is what? E cos theta into dq, right? E cos theta sigma ds. Can I write dq as sigma ds? In previous case I told you, they give you surface density of this. This is df. Then what is the pressure acting on? Pressure acting. dF by ds. E cos theta into sigma. Whenever a charged conductor conducting surface placed in an electric field, external electric field, E cos theta into sigma. That is the pressure acts on it due to external electric field, right? Sometimes in entrance you may get it. So the effect of tangential component is nil. Perpendicular component effects. Right. It is not a PU question. Need pointer. Come on, note down. Well, students, almost the first chapter is completed up to here. Tomorrow we start the new chapter, electric potential and capacitance. Very important chapter. Tomorrow we start that chapter. In this chapter, we have one board question, important question. See, Gauss law based 3 applications, sheet of charge, spherical shell, infinite line of charge. Note down these three board questions. And field on axial line, field on equatorial line, previous. In the same chapter, 2 more board questions. Regularly we are getting one question on. Again and again I am requesting all of you. Here we are going in detail. So make a note on all those. Even if you miss the class once, everything available in YouTube. I hope that all of you subscribe for that. You go through it whenever you find a leisure time. It is an opportunity to you people that generally in regular classroom, we tell the class once, after that, if you want to listen it again, there is no chance. But here, there is a chance for you to listen or to go through those topics repeatedly. So each and every lecturer is taking a pain and they are coming to the classes regularly and they are giving you the topics at their level best. If you people support us, we wanted to make the videos on all the chapters so that you can revise many number of times. And I hope in classes you experienced, there is a pressure of track sheet. We cannot go in this much detail in classroom, but here there is an opportunity for you to listen. But it is sorry to say, initially the strength was 750, 800, 900. Now it is coming to 600 and 650. See, I can understand your pain. You are sitting in front of your cell phones and you are watching your cell phone for 6 hours. 6 to 7 periods means 6 hours. It is a little bit of problem. You take rest whenever you feel difficult and you see that whenever you are free. You first watch all the videos and make a note on those and round off whatever the doubts you have. Once our classes starts, you can discuss with us. It is a very good opportunity to you people because for all the lecturers, for all the classes, same lecturers are teaching who are teaching for top sections here. It is a very good opportunity, but due to silly reasons, you are missing the classes. My first class starting at 7 o'clock, but when I see the strength, first hour, when at beginning it is around 250, 300. It gives a small pinch to me, right? Slowly it is increasing by 15 minutes and 20 minutes. It is coming to 450, 500 and 550 and so. But I request all of you, if you really want the subject, be regular to the class. Your strength is an encouragement to the teacher, right? Tomorrow we start the new topic, electric potentials and capacitance. One of the very, very important chapter, right? Thank you.